Joe. Back soon. Hello and welcome to DWN Productions THC podcast, sponsored by Fast Custom Shirts here at BOYGOB.com. Now, shit. I forgot to look up anything because I'm a fucking idiot. I think they did the cover for Dio's Straight to the Heart edition of the DWN Productions THC podcast, sponsored by Fast Custom Shirts. I was
Right.
going to look up like songs by Hailstorm or the lead singer of Hailstorm.
Hailstorm. Make sure there's no pieces of ice floating around in here. I mean, glass.
Yeah, don't want you to have flashbacks or suffering from PTSD or what have you. But I had a pretty good week, Joe. You know, it was another week of working. I got some old trans world stuff done. Some people would call it rushed, but I call it getting stuff done while I can.
Yeah, you only got a
I
couple of weeks, right, before you're in Missouri.
only a couple weeks, Joe.
Mm.
I think about 30 some. So I think it's about 30 some weeks till good old Missouri.
Yeah.
I sculpted this one chess piece that I needed like a hand digging into the flesh and ripping it open. Boy, does that hand suck. And am I going to have to cover that shit up with a lot of gore and clothing? But
I thought you had
hopefully.
said a chess piece, and I was thinking, what, like a rook or a bishop?
I'm not into combat sports, Joe. So
Okay.
I
Just
don't play
water.
such. Yes. Yeah, fucking I went to go get the old internet checked out to see what was going on. So I have the internet through well, I want to say it's Verizon.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, "Oh, well they have a standalone store, and Beats going and talking to somebody on the phone. You don't know who the fuck you're getting. If I go in here, I'm talking to people who's selling the product and knowing what's going on. They're in my neighborhood. They didn't know shit. They just kept trying to get me to switch to fucking Verizon for my cell phone and sell me a new goddamn cell phone. It was fucked. I said, all right, can you just tell me if fucking you have better internet than I'm getting? No. Okay, bye. So I'm just gonna have to find the time to figure out how to figure out who has the best internet in my area and all that shit. And I just don't have time for that right now because the Halloween season is coming up and all of that shit. And I got stuff to do, Joe. I already got like fucking today. I booked custom work for November.
Pretty
So
good,
I
huh?
don't it's not pretty good. I don't usually like taking fucking money that far out. Usually it's like, oh, hit me up. That's what I said in a message to him. It's like, oh, you don't need to pay me right now. You can just hit me up in a few weeks when it's a little bit closer. Oh no, it's all right. I'll put the deposit down. God
Take it while they
damn it.
got it. That's what I say.
Yeah, I guess I just hate sitting on the money because even
Yeah.
if I didn't start yet, there's like, hey, something happened. Can I get that back? It's like, no, the site says no refunds.
Right. It's a non-refundable deposit.
Yeah, I just hate doing shit like that. But I mean, that's probably why I'm not good at business. If we're being fucking honest.
Sure, have it back, buddy. You know what? I'll make you the mask anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll get a discount. It was pretty good. This guy, the past couple weeks, he was hitting me up about hey, how much is this? Oh, can you do any better? I'm just like, yeah, fine. I seen that he bought something before, and I'm just like, dude, it's Halloween, a lot going on. I'm pretty fucking broke. Best I can do is ship it to you for free. Which that's a nice offer. It'll save you what, 12, $15?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, can you do it for 120 shipped? I'm not even responding. Go sit on a dick, motherfucker. Jeez Louise.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm trying to do things a little better with not just, oh shucks, people are buying stuff from me, and actually, run a business to make money because I need that. Fuck. Here's the 18 more long years that went by very quickly. Mm-mm-mm.
In retrospect, it went by quickly.
Yeah, it fucking did.
Hmm.
Just I started this. I'm just, oh yeah, I'm young. I'm gonna get ahead of the game because I'm starting this out so young. You're an old man now, Tom, and you're still at the same place. You'll never win. But that's all right. That's all right. I'm gonna make a fucking $1 million off of my shitty hand sculpt at Transworld, so it'll all work out. Speaking of Gomez Adams, we'll get to him later. I'm just trying to think of more stuff that, it doesn't really matter. Not that interesting because, I know not much happened this week.
Mm-mm.
Take it away, Joe.
All right, so Friday, I drove over to old San Antonio town, Tom, because I'm not the person that likes to get up early, So I could have left Saturday morning, but shit, it's a 5 hour drive, um, and I didn't want to do that. I don't want to get up at whatever time I would have needed to get up. It doesn't matter. So anyway, I left Friday, you know, and it was a long drive, Tom. The weather, I mean, the traffic, like all the way, just kind of sucked. It's just kind of irking me and pissing me off and giving me a headache. And but I finally made it there. Went to the old Specs, got some specialty beers. Juan got there, so we drank a little, got caught up, and said, "Hey, I'm fucking passing out now." So I did. We get up and we go do Monster Con, which is in the Rolling Oaks Mall of San Antonio, Tom. Now, this show has always been good to us. It's always been a show where it's like shit. I used to first time I did it by myself. It's like holy shit, I'm busy. I need somebody else. So Juan's been going with me ever since, and we've both stayed busy the whole time. We each had a lot of time to walk around and see what was going on in the mall this time. Look and see what the other vendors had. Uh, uh,
Oh, that lady who puts it on, that little Mexican lady, right?
mm-hmm.
She always looks at me like I finger fucked her son to death in a bathroom. I
Well,
don't
look
know
at
what
you.
the fuck her problem
Look
is.
at you, man.
She's stereotyping. That's
I'm
what
sure you
she's
yeah.
doing.
I mean, you've got that profile look. I mean, don't tell me you don't get that look a whole lot.
I do, and it's
Okay.
very, very, very hurtful because I'm what's referred to as a gentle giant. When I'm when I get shot and murdered by the police, my neighbor's gonna come out and be like, "Oh, he was a gentle giant."
So we were set up upstairs this time. We've never been upstairs before, which we had a good spot, I thought. People have to get to us to get to the food court and the bathrooms, but there's only a few ways upstairs because both escalators are shut down for some reason, and they have been for years. You know, so there's one elevator, and then you can go through, use the escalator inside J.C. Penney's, or use it in I don't know, whatever those other stores are called, Dillard's or whatever, something like that. Or if you happen to have parked upstairs,
If
So
you happen to have parked upstairs,
yeah, I did because I was loading and unloading. But anyway, we took our stuff. I thought we had good shit. I don't know. Couple of things. So there's this other guy that puts on shows in San Antonio, and he puts on one every other goddamn week. And so he has killed the market over there. And I knew this. I saw this coming. And it was only a matter of time before like all these shows are going to be poorly attended because if it happens every week, who gives a fuck?
And I mean, that's in general. There's
Mhm.
fucking too many across the
Yeah,
country as it is.
and
Like, it used to be this special thing, but now it's just it's a business. It is.
so like we had slowed down the amount of times Juan was going up there for it. It said, hey, we're gonna go up there only every 3 months or so because uh, you can even overexpose yourself. If people see our product all the time, yeah, I know what you're thinking, Tom. It's that same thing. That's why people look at you that way because that's always on your mind. You always have that smile, like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck your kids.
I'm gonna finger fuck your son to death in the
Yeah,
family restroom.
yeah, and that's not good, Tom. That's not good.
He was of age. I
Yeah,
mean, if that
but
means anything.
at Trans World, maybe that'll work out for you. But
Oh boy, I hope so.
yeah,
Well,
um,
you're telling me you're a lady? Nice.
so so yeah, the show didn't wasn't we still made a profit, but not the kind of profit I was hoping for in these hard, tumultuous times that we
You
have.
mean in the biblical sense?
Right. Um, so yeah, it's like, well, whatever. We got through it. Let's pack up and go home. Get to Austin, stop and have dinner with a buddy of mine that I haven't seen in a while, and got caught up with him. It's like, hey, you know what? This is an all right day anyway. Just gonna cruise the rest of it home. There shouldn't be much traffic. And hey, look, there's some lighting going on in the distance. It looks really pretty, but damn, there sure is a whole lot of it. Keep driving, and it's like, hey, what's going on here? It's getting really dark, and the rain's getting a little heavier. Traffic's slowing down. That's good. People should slow down when the weather gets horrendous. And then an alert goes on my phone, hey, inclement weather. And then there's starting to be a little bit of pounding on the roof of the car. Oh shit, there's hail. They don't usually get hail here in Austin. Everybody
Wait,
run.
would you say that's weird?
I would say it's, yeah, definitely different.
Yeah,
Uh,
but weird.
yeah,
Hmm.
weird.
So Austin kept it weird,
They
huh?
did. Well, I was past Austin. I was in Round Rock by this time.
Ah. So
Um,
you got taken to Pound Town in Round Rock.
yeah, there was definitely rocks flying, icy rocks.
Mhm.
So yeah, the hail gets getting bigger and bigger and pounding on the car louder and louder, and I'm like, hey, this is not good. And then, oh wow, that broke the windshield.
Stone Cold comes and flips your car the fuck over.
Hey, that broke the windshield too. Hmm. And it's very, very loud at this point. The back windshield then shatters. There's glass all over the place. I was like, fuck. Hey, wait a minute. I'm bleeding. So I do what anybody would in that situation, try to wipe the blood away. Hey, I'm bleeding more. I've got glass on my hands. You know?
I'm having a Taipei death match with myself.
I've got glass all over me. This thing's not letting up. I look over, the person next to me, their windshield is getting destroyed. And I'm like, man, this is a stupid way to die. I call Lisa.
Oh, I knew it was going to be soon. I
I
just
can't,
didn't know it was going to be from this.
I can't hear her. I mean, she can't hear me, or I can't hear her. Hey, just calling to say I love you. Hang up. And there's nothing I can do. I'm just sitting there like, fuck. At least I'm not going to have to pay for this car because this car is fucked. This goes on for like 35 minutes. And then it finally starts to peter out and slow down. It's like, man, I'm going to live. I'm going to have to pay for this car. Stayed stuck in traffic for a little while, Okay.
Moved a little bit, ran over all that glass, all four tires popped.
Yeah, it was fucked, man. I call my brother, think, well, my brother lives here. I'll go to his house. He goes, yeah, man, Carrie, his wife, she has COVID. So like, well, I guess I'm not gonna go over there because I don't need that on top of everything else, right? Uh, I said, fuck it. I guess I'm just gonna try to move and get off the highway. Of course, I'm in the farthest lane. Gotta,
Because you speed at night.
I do. There's a lot of trucks there that aren't moving. You know how those truckers are. There's, yeah, I ain't moving for nothing.
We'll get to that.
Um, finally managed to get around, get to a hotel, which is like, man, this place isn't going to be cheap. Because I'm just thinking money at this point. I'm not getting home. This car's fucked. I'm going to have to find a new car in the morning or something. I can't just hop on a bus or a plane because I've got like 8 boxes with me because a lot of shit didn't sell. I still have it all.
Oh, did you put all those shirts all over you when you were sitting in the pounding storm so it'd protect you, so you'd have some padding? Just cover yourself in shirts so your nuts didn't get wrecked by a ball of hail?
No, I didn't think about any of that.
Ah.
So yeah, get to the hotel and there's other people pulling into and their windshields are shattered and everything. They're looking at me because I realized how much blood has seeped out of these little cuts on my face. So the side of my face is covered in blood. I go up to the front desk and the guy's just looking at me. I said, "Hey, I'm hoping you have a room." He said, "Do you want us to call you an ambulance?" No, I want a room. Here's my credit card. Here's my ID. Let me have a room, please. And yeah, they had a room. They had several rooms available. A pretty nice room too, Tom. But I can't just wipe the blood off of my face and take a shower and everything, which I did get the blood off my face. But I've got boxes in the car that need to get down. So I spend the next hour going back and forth with their little carts, getting my boxes into the room, boxes which are covered in glass. Yeah, and then finally managed to take a shower. And I'm still going back and forth. I'm freaking out. I can't. It's like I'm not going to be able to sleep.
Oh, I hope they don't steal my change.
I took everything out of the car. Yeah, more vehicles are coming in, fucked up. I tell them, hey, don't wipe your face. All right, don't rub your eyes or anything. And, yeah, that was the evening. So in the morning, oh no, what I did is called the roadside assistance. And they're like, okay, what we're gonna do is you're gonna go to this enterprise in the morning. We're gonna send a truck, a tow truck out in about 45 minutes. They're gonna pick it up, so I can't go to bed. I gotta wait for this tow truck to come along, which never did. Tow service calls in the morning about 6:45. Hey, you still need tow? Yeah, I fucking okay. We'll be there in about an hour. All right. 3 hours later, they haven't. I call the enterprise that they were telling me to go get a replacement car from. They tell me, hey, we don't have any cars. They got all fucked up in the storm last night. So I call customer service back. Like, okay, well, there's another enterprise in Georgetown. We'll let them know that you're coming. I said, okay. I hop an Uber over there. I get there. There's a shitload of people there. And they say, hey, we don't have any cars. The 1-800 number people, they don't communicate with us. They don't know what's going on. They'll send us an email and we're supposed to respond to us. But what the fuck?
All right, hold on. So are all your boxes now in the busted up car, or are you carrying them in the tow truck?
They're in the room. The tow truck.
Oh, you got a late checkout.
Right. I told yeah, I'm gonna have to stay here later than expected. And the tow truck wasn't there. I said, fuck it. I left the keys with the desk. I said, hey, if they come and tow this piece of shit, because it's not drivable. Even when I was driving to the hotel from the highway, I was driving like 10 miles per hour, because they're, I can't see. There's no visibility through that fucking windshield.
And all those bugs hitting you in the
You know,
face.
I'm looking out the, out the window like that, trying to get there. But it's okay. Once I got off the highway, there was nobody on the road. But yeah, so that guy tells me you might want to go to the Enterprise at the airport. They're gonna have cars. Okay, because what can I do, right? I Uber over there, and that's another $50. Get there, and they said we can't just give you a car. You gotta have the 1-800 number. Call us and let us. Okay, so I called them, a little finagling. After 45 minutes, they put me in a car, and yeah, so I'll go back to the hotel. By the time I've gone, they picked up the car. They had texted me and said, "Yeah, we're here. We're getting the car. Or where are you?" I said, "Just get the fucking key." And
And
yeah,
what time is it when you get back?
maybe 1. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, 1 o'clock maybe. So again, I'm loading the boxes back in, getting more glass on myself again because there's still glass all over the boxes and shit. Um, and then I'm finally like, all right, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I get on the road and some guy almost fucking sideswipes me. It's like, hey, that would have been the fucking cherry on top of this shit, right? Long drive home, not having had any sleep. I'm starting to nod off. Have to pull over, and I'm not big on sweets, but fuck it. I got myself like a giant Snickers bar and a fucking some kind of red soda for that the Mountain Dew puts out. Sugar to keep me awake, Tom. And finally get home, come and unload those boxes back into my truck, take the rental thing back. And the guy's like, "God, I saw pictures of that car. Man, it sure is messed up. Good thing you got that damage waiver." I was like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, I always get that." And he's like, "Yeah, I mean, you're good." A lot of people don't get that. They think their insurance is going to cover it. It won't. Uh, so I'm just waiting, to possibly get a call this week from Enterprise. Hey, you owe us, $28,000 or something.
Did you
Hopefully that
already
doesn't
sign
come.
off?
What do you mean?
Just sign off, say, hey, here's the car, I'm returning it. And you sign off and say, all
Yeah,
right, we're good.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
you're
gave me
good.
they gave me an invoice that was already paid through my credit card and everything. So yeah, I should be good. Which that was a load off because that was my main worry. My main concern is like, how much is all this shit gonna cost me? Should I just like see? I know I've got plenty of bullets here.
You only need one.
I only need one. Hopefully, don't want to fuck that up too.
Well, I mean, you're not going to be able to fucking reload or pull it with fucking half a fucking head missing.
I
So,
know, I know. The samurai dudes were right when they had somebody stand behind them with a sword in case they fuck it up. Of course, that kind of friendship these days, you know.
you
But
just
yeah,
got to take the whole blade across your belly.
yeah. So I was thinking, yeah, I can talk about this with Tom on the show tomorrow. I mean, yesterday. But no, I went to sleep, and then I woke up at 8. I thought, oh, okay, well, we will record, but Tom was not feeling good. Probably after hearing of my travails, it upset your tummy.
It did.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was just working, getting shit done for fucking what's it called? Trans World.
Trans World. You're gonna be hearing
Yeah,
Trans World a lot, listeners. He's gonna be
you
saying that.
will. And then you're gonna fucking hear it one last time before you hear the gunshots. Like, oh, this is yeah. So I went to didn't do well, Joe. Can you
Day
hold on?
3, live from Trans World.
Day 3 of 4. Oh my god. But yeah, I don't know what the fuck was happening. The only thing I could think of is like I inhaled too much crystal clear, which is like a gloss spray paint. But like I sprayed that chest piece before, and it was in the garage shop. The door was open, the fucking fan was blowing, and I sprayed it and walked the fuck out of there. And then I molded the thing, and then I waited an hour, and then when I demolded it and started pulling the clay out and shit, I was like, oh man, I feel kind of lightheaded and pukey and a little dizzy. It felt like I was fucking hungover. So I was just like, oh yeah, we're good here. I'm gonna go lay down. Joe said he's gonna go to sleep and probably not record. So yeah, I'm good. I'm probably gonna go inside and fucking puke. So I go inside, lay down, looking up at the ceiling fan spinning. I'm just like, this is fucked up. This feels like I drank so fucking much and I'm so goddamn hungover. So I was in bed for like 10 minutes in my underwear, with my head or my arm over my eyes and shit, just like, oh fuck. And then it kind of subsided a little bit. And I was like, all right, what time is it? Oh, I had a missed message. Oh, hey, I'm ready to do the show. Well, Joe, I got some bad news. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me. I might be dying from an unknown, unfucking diagnosed illness or something. But yeah, just out of nowhere, I got fucking dizzily sick. I don't know what the fuck. But here I am. I happen to wake up, so we're doing it now.
All right.
Yeah, the
Are,
damnedest thing.
are you feeling better now?
Yeah, I was fine when I woke up.
All right.
Like after 20 minutes or so after I talked to you,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, I'd probably record now, but I'm in my underwear, so fuck that.
Yeah, well, after you said that, I finished watching a movie, which I didn't have much longer to go, and then just went to bed. And it's a good thing I did because I slept like the whole fucking night uninterrupted, and that's rare. That's fucking rare for me. And like yesterday, I was sore as shit, and I don't know if that was from stress or anything
Hey,
because
wait a minute. You weren't cosplaying as somebody's son and taken into a bathroom, were you?
no.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I didn't get hit with any fucking ice balls or anything, so I don't know why I was sore. But man, that's always on your mind, Tom. That's why people look at you like that. Like that guy sticking a finger in dudes. I can see he's got that finger in dudes look. And this is why YouTube doesn't promote our show.
I mean, they should because it's pretty progressive. I could have said I was doing that to women, Joe, but I didn't.
All right, you said people's
No,
son.
I should have said women and then went wink.
Mm,
Trans world.
yeah. So you watched a lot of shit, Tom, because that's what you do. Watch a
I
lot
did.
of movies. And let me know if you're going to talk about Tales from the Crypt, because there's this comic I started early, and I'll grab a few fucking more pages read in it.
Gotcha. First of all, Joe, I watched myself slap some paint on this guy here. So if you're into toothy bald men, head on over to dwnproductions.net and get yourself a oddly colored mask there.
Nosferatu.
Maybe. I mean, you can call it Nosferatu. It's fucking public domain or whatever.
For now.
But I named it Mr. Wrong off of that Ellen DeGeneres movie, Joe. Mr. Wrong.
Never saw it.
It's probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen, if we're being honest. The guy who played Michael Myers in the first one directed it. He should be ashamed of himself.
John Carpenter?
Nick Castle.
Oh, Nick Castile.
That's right. Joe, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
You like clits?
Yeah.
You like Tales from the Crypt?
No.
Ah, shit. Well, half ain't bad, I guess.
The
So
comic?
sees yeah, the comic book, but this is the show. But this one was actually adapted from the comic book Tales from the Crypt.
That's pretty rare.
It is. It is The Thing from the Grave, season 2, episode 6. In this one, we catch the Crypt Keeper whacking off, kind of like how you are now. He's reading a Play Dead magazine, and he's just like, "Oh, you caught me with my bone in my hand. Anyways, here's a story." And so what do we do? It's Miguel Ferreira, faker Mexican than Joe. I don't know how that shit happens, but
He's
it
good.
did. He's a manager. I think the lady's name was Terry Hatcher, and she plays
Son
a
of
model.
Jose Ferreira, Academy Award winner.
Huh. What did he win it for?
Cyrano de Bergerac.
Bless you. Anyways, he's Terry
But
Hatcher's
Miguel never
manager
won one.
because he's ugly and lost all of his hair. Or
Mm-hmm.
damn, that's a shame. So Terry Hatcher's photo
Terry
shooting.
Hatcher from Clark and Lois fame, I think.
Lois and Clark, I think the name of the show was.
No wonder it didn't do good. Always got to put the man's name first.
Dean Cain was in it, you know. He
Oh
was
yeah,
also in The Dog That Saved Christmas.
yes, he was. He was.
He was also in The Dog That Saved Halloween.
And ice spiders, maybe.
Fuck. And Ice Pirates. But we'll get to that next week. So she's kind of flirting with the photographer, and the photographer is just like, "Hey, this guy's a real bum. If you're ever tired of his shit, here's a key to my studio. There's a guest bed, there's a mini fridge, and there's a bidet to wash that pussy hole out." So she comes to see him. They start getting naked. He notices like a hot water burn on her
Wait a minute.
chest.
She's getting naked with Miguel Ferrer?
No, the photographer.
Oh, that makes more sense.
So he's just like, "Oh yeah, he threw boiling hot water on me and I had enough. So now I'm here. Let's do some fucking." And the photographer says, "That sounds great, but first, here's this ancient necklace I got from a witch doctor." She says, "Oh, whoever wears it, something fucking stupid that's going to be the payoff to this episode." So, old Miguel, he's in his car outside the house or apartment with his dog, Spuds McKenzie, like looking with binoculars, seeing necking and such. And he says, "Ooh, I hate that wabbit. I'm gonna get you." So old Miguel calls the photographer up and says, "Hey, I know everything that's going on, but old Terry's in trouble. Come on down and save her." So the photographer shows up. Miguel's just like, "Ha ha, I tricked you." And then he pulls out his pistolas and shoots him a couple times.
What's
And
the
then
dog doing at this point?
you only see the dog sort of kind of in that one shot. I have no idea why that dog was brought to fucking set or put in that shot at all
They
because of the
probably
amount.
couldn't find anybody to watch the dog.
Yeah,
And
no shit.
they'll have to break
Miguel was just like, "I want my fucking dog in it. Otherwise, I'm not going to be in your stupid show." "But we need you, Miguel. We haven't had a Mexican yet." "Well, you don't have one now either." And he walks off. So he buries that motherfucker alive, goes back to Terry. It's like a week later. "Hey, why isn't this guy called you back, huh? What's going on?" "Yeah, he doesn't love you, but I do. So now I'm going to take you back to that cabin and rape you and show you how much I love you." So she's freaking out, but luckily she's wearing that old plot device necklace. So the photographer comes back from the grave with a pretty decent looking zombie makeup. He takes old Miguel back to the grave, and it's the end. And we see the crypt keeper taking a sock to his dick, cleaning everything up, and saying, "See you next week, creeps."
Yeah, it was a good one.
It was all right.
Mm.
It was all right. There's been better and there's been worse in this season, but it was all right. Miguel did not age well. Oh, not that I picture what your asshole looks like, Joe, but I think it looks like Miguel Ferreira.
Good one, Tom.
Thank you. Anybody out there who wants to take that photo from society and take that guy's head out of it and put old Miguel's on it, I'll like it on Facebook.
Mm.
I will offer nothing besides maybe a hug reaction to it, but that's about it. No, I'll do the laughing one. That's what I'll do. I'll ha ha it.
Well, speaking of fucked up faces, Tom, I finished Millennium, the series. Yeah, done with that. 3 seasons, and they closed this one out, Tom. I guess they're kind of leaving it open for a fourth season, but that never came about. And does it answer any questions about the Millennium Group and all that shit and all these demons that his daughter's been seeing, for 2 seasons? And, you know, nah, doesn't answer any of that shit. It just kind of ends, and I've watched it. I can say that. Do I recommend it? Nope. Care less really about Millennium. But I can go back to watching the X Files because this took place between the X. The next episode of the X Files is called Millennium, and Lance Henriksen's in it. So I guess they do wrap up his story. We'll see. We'll see. I'll watch that shit tomorrow, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, the Millennium complete series set sells for like 150 or whatever. I'll fucking sell it because the box is kind of beat up for 50. And I'm looking at it and it's got a signature on the side. Is it Lance Henriksen? I don't fucking know. I looked up some of his autographs. Kind of looks like it, but I'm looking at his autographs. All of his autographs look different. And it says congratulations on it, but it says congratulations and has his name. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna sell this set hopefully for $50. And if somebody says, "Hey, I'll give you 40," I'm gonna say 60 and say "fuck you" and whatever.
I'll give you 30.
No. But yeah, I finished that, Tom. So maybe since you're being such an annoyance, I'll go back to watching Creepshow season 3 and give an episode by episode review each week.
I can't wait.
I know. Did you watch anything else, Tom?
Yeah. I watched a movie called Showing Up. It's not just any movie, Joe. It's an A24 joint.
Oh, it's got to be great then. Not that I'm an A24 enthusiast, but I haven't even heard of this one.
Yeah, this was I don't know when. It was a few months ago when I was checking the old Reddit user voted best of the year thing so far, and that
that's
was
reliable shit right there.
well, I mean, yeah, it's just a bunch of people, it's just people voting on what they like. So
yeah, just like the politics, with the presidents.
I don't know about that. I think this is a little more accurate, except for people just fucking with shit. because they got polls for like the movies every week. Hey, did you watch this? Rate it from 1 to 10. So I mean, it gives you a good thing, and then they take the averages from that and do it that way. So I've been doing that for years to see what to watch. But not only that, I will write stuff down from the best and the worst, Joe.
So tell us all about Forget About Him.
So in this one, it's about a sculptor, Joe. And she's like a miserable bitch with a scowl on her face all the time.
Hey, but you said
Yeah.
sculptor.
Yeah, I know. Well, I
Hmm.
mean, it's 2023. So again, probably
You can be a
packing.
sculptor in movies, I guess, in
I
2020.
mean, yeah. You can also be called a lady and taken into the family bathroom and finger fucked, Joe.
Mhm.
So yeah, this is just a really bland movie where I think they're trying to be funny, but it's not, but maybe that's the joke just because of how bland and just normal talking it is. I don't know. Like I was watching this bitch sculpt and shit, and I was just like, are these people fucking retarded? Like how she's just picking away at shit and like the sculpture she's doing. I was just like, I'm not the best in the world, but what the fuck is this? This is like a child playing with Play-Doh. What the fuck? What is this? What is this? She's like this artist who's having her own art show and shit, so she has some merit. What are these sculptures? And then she paints them. And I was like, oh shit, okay, yeah, that's pretty good. She was sculpting in the style of her sketches. So you know how you sketch and it's all rough and
Mhm.
just kind of it was like that. It was supposed to look like that. And then she adds her colors with like the sketch lines and shit. And it's like, oh, I get it now. I mean, that's not my thing, but yeah, I get it. It's all right. Someone will like that shit and it's people and their fucking stupid problems, and in the end, oh, it doesn't matter. We're buddies, and it's probably for fucking women. I didn't care for it. I'll never watch this again. It's not making a list either way, but it fucking sucked, and it's probably for dickhead people and women. So I don't. Fuck no. I'd rather have eaten the 24 hot dogs, Joe.
I get it. Well, Tom, I'm also trying to compile my list. So I said, hey, I better watch more of these 2023 movies, which I did. I've watched Tetris and some other things that are unmemorable and, have no place on a list. But, it's getting kind of desperate right now. I noticed on Netflix they had a movie like, hey, that sounds interesting. They cloned Tyrone. So this is a Netflix original for the year, and it stars that guy that was in Attack the Block and
John Boyega.
John Boyega and some Star Wars movies and stuff. And he plays a drug dealer, in the hood, and he's got some beef with some other drug dealers, and well, he goes to collect money from a buddy pimp of his. We're introduced to that pimp who's played by Jamie Foxx, and we're introduced to one of his prostitutes, one of his bitches, and then John Boyega is shot by the rival drug dealer. But he wakes up in bed the next day, Tom, and he's going about his day like he does his routine every day. And people are like, "What the fuck? We saw you shot. What's up?" So him and the pimp and the bitch they form a little mystery squad.
Let me ask you a question, Joe.
No, they
Is this
form a
drug
mystery
dealer's
squad.
name Tyrone?
No, it is not.
Okay.
Uh, they form a mystery squad, and they're starting to notice things in the town. So things that like, hey, wait a minute, these black vans are going around, and and wait a minute, like what's up with you? And they find a secret bunker. They find a elevator in a church, and they go down and check it out, and they find, well, shit, they're cloning people, and there's a bunch of different clones of the drug dealer, and there's clones of this person that they see in town all the time, and this person. So holy shit, they're gonna expose this conspiracy, this cloning thing that they got going. But turns out that not only are they cloning people, they're brainwashing people with the products that they're putting in the hood, Tom. The hair care products and the food, the soul food and everything. So they can't do it. They can't do it, Tom. But what they do manage to do is kill the drug dealer again. He starts over. They explain to him what's going on. He's like, well, fuck, we can't win. I don't want no part of it. The bitch goes off on her own to do it, but that doesn't work out well for her. This guy finally nuts up and says, hey, we're going to take them down. Here's how we're going to do it. They formulate a plan. They go find the mastermind behind all this, Tom. And the mastermind just happens to be, spoiler alert, it's him. It's an older version of him, Tom. He's doing it because what his plan is to make everybody more alike. He's going to start making black people a little lighter in skin tone, so there'll be less racial diversity. It's a heartbreaking plan, Tom, because he's a misguided soul. But anyway, he stops it. Guy gets killed, and like, hey, they saved the day. But then we flash, and this other guy wakes up, does the same routine that our drug dealer did, our main character did. And he's sitting there watching TV, and they're watching the footage of all these clones roaming the street that have been set free. And one of them one of his buddies that's there turns to him and says, hey, Tyrone, that looked just like you. So it's going on all over the place, Tom. All over the place.
Did he say it all racist and shit like you
yes,
did?
he
Okay.
did. And because they're in the hood, you see, Tom. You wouldn't know anything about that. Living in that back, sweet place with a creek right behind you, and all that acreage you have and everything. Pretty good movie. Would it be good enough to make a list? Not in another year, maybe, but this year, it's the only option I got. It reminded me of a not as good Sorry to Bother You, which I believe did make my list that year. Hopefully something comes and knocks it off because it's good. It's worth a watch, but it's not that good. Boyega does a really good job. Fuck those Star Wars movies. Quit wasting your time. Take shit like this, and maybe you'll get even bigger and better roles. Jamie Foxx is good. The lady that played the prostitute is good. Kiefer Sutherland's in it, and it's just a good movie, but it's just good. It's not very good. It's not above average. It's just, it's better than Tetris. I don't know, Tom.
Well, Joe, like you and like me before, I also watched a 2023 movie. This one was pretty fucking good. It's called Baby Cat. Have you heard of it?
No.
All right, so this is about a lady. I think she's like from Minneapolis or some shit, and she moves to LA, and she's looking for an apartment. So she sees this pretty nice place. It was she said something like, "Oh, it's 2,100 a month." So it's pretty affordable for a single room apartment in LA. And then just as they're talking about the price, say, "Oh yeah, I like it. I think it's pretty good. I'm gonna move it." Meow. this lady comes crawling up and rubbing against her like she's a cat, but it's not any lady. It's like one of these broads you'd see at a horror convention with like half the side of her head shaved and tattoos all over. You know, she's the kind of lady who would be in a movie where she plays a lady pretending to be in a cat wearing lingerie the whole
Lady.
time. Yes. So this lady's wearing like skimpy lingerie with her asshole hanging out, just pretending she's a cat. And the fucking lady who's moving there's, what the fuck is this? What's going on here? Oh, don't mind her. That's just the neighborhood cat. What? That's that's a lady. Oh, yeah, I know, but we'll knock $200 off of the rent. Sold. So she moves in and starts fucking this lady who's in the cat costume, Joe. Turns out that she's not really a mentally deficient lady who thinks she's a cat. She's actually a super soldier who was experimented on, and she owns the apartment building, and she's here to take down the drug dealers with her tiger powers and shit. And it has some of the worst green screen you've ever seen, some of the worst compositing. It's a ridiculous ass movie. Terrible, terrible fucking filmmaking. Everything about it is pretty goddamn piss poor and ridiculous, but that's what they were going for, and it is pretty fucking entertaining. Like you're watching this shit and yeah, they really took the time to make this movie and put everything together and make it happen. And I had a good time watching this shit, Joe. It's free to watch on Tubi. And you know the thing about Tubi, they have commercials. So when the commercials came up on Baby Cat, it was just a black screen for 90 seconds. Every time. No commercials at all. Just a blank 90 seconds. No, you can't fast forward or anything because that was the scheduled time for the commercials. Advertisers wanted no part of this, Joe. It was fucking great. I would highly suggest you get some beers in you, get some buddies over, and fucking laugh because whew, it is good stuff, Joe. And if it doesn't make a list, it's getting an honorable mention for sure. This was good shit. It's not good, it's entertaining. It's entertaining shit, Joe, and I would recommend.
Tom, as we're getting closer to the end of the year, I'm trying to watch more movies that were made in 2023 so I can put a list together. And I watched, well, I shouldn't say I watched it because I still have 15 minutes to go, but I've already formulated my opinion on it. So I'm going to go ahead and give it the whole review. I doubt there's anything in this last 15 minutes that will make me change my opinion. And this is a movie you reviewed earlier in the year because, this is the kind of flick you go for. And this is Infinity Pool.
Oof.
Now, this is directed by Brandon Cronenberg, son of David Cronenberg. Now, he's made two movies that I really enjoyed, Antiviral and something.
Possessor.
Huh? What?
Possessor?
Possessor. Yes. Yeah, I liked both of those a lot. So I was like, well, let's see what the kid can keep doing. Not a lot, apparently. It's like he shot his load twice and doesn't know what to do. And you can go back and listen to Tom's review. He did not like it. That's to be expected. I don't think he would like the other two movies this guy made. This is about a couple, a well-to-do couple that's at a resort, in some shitty little country that has a beautiful resort that American or rich French, British, whatever, New Zealandish people with money go to. And he's a failed writer, but he meets somebody there. It's old Mia Goth. You know, I am not a fan of this woman. I do not understand the hype around her. I don't think she's that pretty. All she can do and all she ever does is get naked and scream. Now,
I mean, her voice is.
so in the past, she's always used an American accent, and this time she uses her natural accent. And goddamn, I didn't believe she could be more annoying, but she is. Listen to her talk; is just horrendous. It is like one of the worst things I've ever heard, and I was just in a hailstorm, you know. Anyway, she meets up with him and introduces him to her husband. They, the couples have dinner and they say, "Hey, let's go to this little beach area that we know. It's off of out of the compound that we're in. They're not supposed to leave because there's a lot of crime and such outside of the compound, but they do. They go out there. They, start drinking. Mia Goth gives the main guy a hand job, and they drive back. He's drunk. You shouldn't be driving when you're drunk, people. And he hits a villager. So they figure, no, well, fuck it. We just need to get back because, this country's got bad laws and they might execute you. And they get back, but now they're arrested anyway. It turns out this country, they have an out. This poor country that's crime riddled, they know science that no other country does. And they can make a clone of you that can be executed in your place. Yeah, this fucking little country has this technology. So
And
anyway,
that's where the movie fucking lost me. Because instead of milking these fucking rich people out of their money to murder the clones, wouldn't you just sell this fucking technology? Wouldn't that be the way to go? Or, oh, I'm sorry, I guess this is an island of fucking Polacks and they don't know any better.
sell the technology because then you would get cut out. But so hey, we got cloning here. Come on over here if you need a clone.
Well, I mean, you know what I'm do
Yeah.
something.
So yeah,
I'm
so
fucking
that's
half a Polak. That's why I didn't think of that part.
the clone is executed in place of this guy, and then he
Fucking dumb.
his uh his wife, she splits, says fuck it, we're getting out of here. And he says, no, I lost my passport, I can't leave. But what's happened is he's got a Jones for it now. He's met these people that like him. They figure, well, shit, we can do whatever we want, and just
Oh, we're
pay to
thrill killers, mate.
get a clone executed. And so they do that, and they're having fun, and clones are executed, and it turns out though that these people he's hooked up with, they're trying to fuck him over. They're trying to make him into a killer.
They're trying to make him into a dog.
Yeah. They got a clone of him that they want him to kill. And that's as far as I've gotten. But it's not good. It's pretty boring for all the shit that's going on. It's pretty boring. The kills look good. The when somebody's shot, the bullet holes and everything look good. But
But it's not like, oh, I've never seen that before.
right, but it's not even that.
And you gotta fucking listen to this for half the movie.
Yeah, the movie's violent as shit, but if you don't care about it, that's not gonna shock you or surprise you. And if you don't care about anybody in it, then nothing's gonna, sway you. I'm just like, God damn, how much longer does this got? God damn, is she yelling again? Why is she yelling James all James? James,
Florida.
James, you're just a baby boy, James. Damn, is she annoying? People love her, man. What the hell is wrong with people?
Simpletons.
She's got no talent, man. She sucks.
There
Uh,
was one thing about this movie I did like, though, that I always like in movies. They say infinity pool in the movie, and I was like, "Oh shit, they did it! God damn, fuck yeah!" That's the best thing I could say about this fucking movie. Those
uh,
masks were kind of cool. I
yeah,
mean, they weren't, but they were well made and shit.
they're all right. Yeah, but I mean, I'll finish it after we get off of here, but I don't really care. It's not making a list. Well, maybe it is making a list.
Yeah, I mean, I think so far it's making one of my
It
lists.
might make a list now that I think about it.
Yeah, and I'm sure you already know what happens at the end.
I'm sure, but I don't give a fuck. I might not even finish it.
Well, you gotta finish it, otherwise you can't put it on your list.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, so what's more important, having a complete list or that 15 minutes of your life?
Rough year. Rough year.
Boy, I know I've been doing my taxes and my deductibles and shit, and I've been inputting my deductibles really fucking quick, Joe. That means I haven't been having to buy that many materials. That's all right. Transworld baby, look at my bullshit hand I covered up with fucking gore and
Yeah.
cloths. So, Joe, do you think I watched anything else?
Yeah, I think you did.
I watched Rich Voss just came out with a new special. It just aired today. He was one of my top comedians from last week, Joe. It's 30 minutes with Rich Voss. Like I said, it's a new special that just came out today, and oh, a good 70% of it is stuff that I've already heard before. And as I was watching this, I was just like, huh, maybe I should have swapped him out for Nick DiPaolo. So let's just go back in time and take that old man out and replace him with another old man. But this guy, at least he's a wop.
Hmm.
So we'll do that. That's about it. That's about it there, Joe. Breaker 10-4, good buddy. Come in.
Hey there, Tom. This is the T-shirt Joe. You got your ears on, good buddy?
I got one of them. The other one I got glued to the fucking laptop I have sitting next to me where, I like driving at night because I'm a safe driver. I'm
Mhm.
so safe, I put a laptop on the seat next to me and play movies I've never watched.
Convoy. I watched Convoy. We got a mighty convoy. Ain't it a beautiful sight? This is a movie based on a song, Tom. Now, I don't know if maybe the CB craze of this time, I don't know if this was like 81 or something, or maybe even earlier. I don't know. I don't remember the year, but there was a time when like America was CB crazy for like 3 or 4 months, and this guy C.W. McCall wrote a song called Convoy, and it took the country music stations by storm. So somebody like wrote a script. They got Sam Peckinpah, who directed a lot of westerns like The Wild Bunch and shit like that, and made this movie about truckers. Tom, had you seen this before?
Joe, I'm a proud member of the PGA, the Piss Jug Association. So,
That be PJ.
Joe, fucking golf. I'm a member of the PJA. No, I love me a good piss jug, but I've never seen. No, you know what? I take that back. I probably did see it I probably did see it on TV, like, when I was a wee child, because I definitely have, like, a remembrance of, what's it called? Semi trucks driving through the desert.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure that I did. Or maybe that was BJ and the Bear.
Could have been. Could have been. There were several other movies, and now I kind of want to watch all of them. But I was hoping that we could get our buddy Red on this to maybe uh, school us on the authenticity of this film. I think
Well, Joe,
that I know that it captures everything.
I happened to reach out to old Red, and I informed him that you would like to talk to him. Or us, but this was a request made by you that you'd like to talk to him about the ways of the road and trucking and all these wacky stories that I've heard and more that I know he has. He said no.
He probably can't give up those secrets, Tom.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I say a lot of crazy shit, so yeah, that's kind of what I figured, but Joe asked, so yeah, huh?
yeah, yeah. He
20
doesn't need
bucks and
that.
2 cigarettes,
You
mate.
know, shit in the Teamsters, it gets out pretty quick, and he doesn't need to be associated with you know, a guy like you that does those things. It gets those looks, Tom.
PJA.
Yeah, PJA. So Convoy. This is a movie about a guy named the Rubber Duck. That's his handle, you see, because truckers. I don't want to call them people. They're truckers. They they got CB handles, Tom, and
Know what else they got? Love handles, because most of them are big fat fucks.
so
And handlebar mustaches, because most of them are homosexuals. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but if a hot dog comes through a hole, you have to eat dinner.
Rubber Duck is the most respected of all the truckers, because he's a guy that's always, he's a rebel. He's a true rebel, Tom. He's not a teamster. He's an independent
Does he
trucker.
have a cause?
No, he doesn't. But I guess his cause is just driving trucks and meeting truck stop women, waitresses and such. And he does that, but before that, him and some of his trucker buddies are pulled over. Old Smokey is on the road, Tom. Smokey pulls
Woo!
them over, and
Oh, that was Smiley. Fuck.
now what they know that he's going to ask him for a bribe, and that's better for them than getting something written on their sheets or something. I don't really understand what that's all about. I was hoping Red could explain what these sheets they're talking about are, but I'll never know. It doesn't matter. This guy just establishes himself as, a racist kind of, sleazy motherfucker. And he's played by Ernest Borgnine, and Ernest Borgnine is fucking great in this
He's
movie.
the father of professional basketball.
He's just hamming it up in this movie, and it is great. It is outstanding. Probably best performance, and he looks like a small town sheriff for sure. And after that, these guys go on their way. They're at a diner, and that sheriff shows up again. He wants to arrest the black truck driver, but they're not having that. A big,
African American.
not at that time, Tom. A big restaurant fight ensues, and the truckers get in their trucks and they take off, and they decide, you know what we're gonna do to show America how wrong they are? We're gonna drive our trucks in a line. That'll show them. So they do that. The sheriff, enlists the aid of other law enforcement people, and they're trying to stop them. But how are you going to stop a truck convoy, Tom? Maybe wait till they run out of gas, but that doesn't happen. They keep on going. The mayor sets up a camp for the truckers to all shower together. They do that, and it's very odd, very odd. And he at the restaurant he had met a unattractive girl with weird curly hair, and he takes her on the road with him. The old Rubber Duck does, and There's just some car chases and stuff, and trucks falling over and cars wrecking into stuff, and it's just a symbolic movie, Tom, about the working man and government, and how we're just getting pushed under, but there's a hero in all of us, Tom. And this movie's fucking ridiculous. It's just dumb, but it is dumb in a good way that I enjoyed it. It's a pretty fun watch. It's because it doesn't know that it's dumb. They're trying to actually make a statement. They're trying to make art here, and it's dumb. It's not like basketball where that's just, hey, let's make a dumb movie. These guys, by not knowing how to make a dumb movie, I'd say they made one of the best ones ever, and I would highly recommend Convoy.
You were you born here, Joe?
Was I bored here?
Born
Born
in
here
America?
in Allen, Texas? No.
No, in America.
Yes.
So you're a Native American?
Yes.
All right, just making sure, because I'm still waiting on my fucking casino, Joe. One of these days.
Maybe.
I was thinking about that today, because I was high on marijuana. I was just, hey, wait a minute, I'm a Native American, you son of a bitch. One of these days, 40 acres and a mule will come my way. But until then, we're just gonna have to talk about the stepfather, I guess.
Stepfather. What year did this come? I don't know.
1987.
87. So this movie is based on a true story about
Yes.
a guy that killed his family
Many true stories.
and went off and lived with another family, made this secret identity, a false identity. He wasn't like Batman or Superman. Was,
I'm the stepfather.
yeah. So and that guy got caught, and it was like big news or whatever. It was anyway, this guy, he does that at the beginning. He's killed his family, and he's like, washing the blood off. Gets
Washing his beard off.
and he takes off, and then we're just, like, hey, I don't know how many years later, maybe
Well, I
3.
mean, you got to say we got that good shot where he's just, you see him all covered in blood in the bathroom, and we're just like, oh, he's traumatized. He's covered in this blood, and he's washing off, puts a suit on like nothing happens. He's walking down the stairs, and we slowly see more and more blood. And then as he gets to the bottom of the stairs, he's in like the foyer of the house. You look off to his right, and there's his murdered wife, and there's a ridiculous amount of blood in the fucking living room, and he's just walking past it like nothing's fucking happened. He walks out the house, and then the kind of dollies and pans over, and then you see the murdered stepchild on the fucking ground, and you're just like, oh, Jesus Christ, this guy is big text, boom, the stepfather. And that was probably the best shot in the whole movie. And that was like, what, maybe 3 minutes in?
And he's whistling as he's walking down the sidewalk. I don't know how to whistle. I'd whistle something like your dog, something. But
well, hey, pull your pants down and see if old Miguel can whistle.
I don't understand that reference. But 3 years later, maybe, and he's living with the new family, and he's got a stepdaughter who, she doesn't really like the old stepdad too much, even though he bought her a puppy. She doesn't like him. She just thinks, nah, he's not good enough for my mom. Me and my mom, we got this thing where we rake leaves together, and throw them at each other
Even though
afterwards.
all the fucking trees and all the shots are full of bushy green leaves, they somehow have this whole backyard full of dead brown leaves. But every shot, all the trees are full of green leaves.
Mm-hmm. Um, so yeah, so the stepfather, he's he just wants, a good family life. He wants the ideal, perfect family life. But his daughter's kind of a pain in the ass. She gets in trouble at school a lot, and at times just kind of makes him lose it. He goes downstairs to the old workshop he's got in the basement and just kind of starts hitting things with hammers. You know, um, we are introduced to the brother of the last woman he was with, and he's trying to find the killer. So he's like hassling a reporter, like roughing up this reporter, like, why aren't you doing anything? I'm like, who the fuck are you, man? I gotta write, some obituaries and shit. I ain't got, but fuck it, I'll help you out anyway. So the reporter writes a story again, and they're talking about it at a barbecue that old Terry O'Quinn is having. And yeah, this just kind of pisses him off. It's like, he loses it. The daughter
Well, he
starts
gets
to
the
suspect.
newspaper. 'Cause they do write about it, and then he gets the newspaper. Hey, his buddy's like, "You hear about this wacky shit?" "Oh, no, what's going on?" "Oh my god," and his demeanor just totally changes when he sees that fucking newspaper. So the heat is on, Joe. The heat is on.
Glenn Fry. Yeah, that was his name. Anyway, um, yeah, so it just things begin to escalate from there. And after he interrupts his stepdaughter in a makeout session with with an
She's
important,
only 16
he,
years old.
he
You'll
was
go
right
to jail.
in her ass out there. What do you want me to do? And after that, after the wife tells him, you guys were starting to build a rapport and you just fucked it up, a little light goes off in his head. Hey, this shit ain't ever gonna work. I need to do it again. And he does. He quits his job, starts hunting around for a new place to live.
Because
Hey,
that's what he does. A week before the killings, he goes and quits his job and then tries to find the next place that he's going to head off to, getting a new job and all that. Because he's not an idiot. You don't leave your old job before you find a new one. Wait a goddamn minute. He did. He
mhm.
left his old job and then found a new one because he couldn't go to this place with a silly half a bald head with his stupid Stan Lee hair glued down. They would know. They'd say, "Hey, you've been working here 3 months. We know that's not your real hair. What are you doing? Are you that killer guy?" "Oh, no, no, don't worry about that." But yeah, he has a plan, and it's these weeks where he's fucking quit my job, get a new job, kill the family, and then he leaves. It doesn't work out, Joe. It doesn't work out. So let's hear about what happens when he tries to take his Chris Benoit plan into action.
Well, his wife just happens to call work one day, you know?
But
And,
not her work, because she's a woman and she's in the kitchen, you see, it's his work.
well, yeah, she uses the kitchen phone to call work. And they said, oh, no, he don't work here anymore. He quit. It's like, what? What's going on here? And she confronts him with this, and he's, oh, that dumb bimbo that they hired. I tell you, if she, I'm just, I don't like ratting people out, but I'm gonna, but no, she's not buying that. So what's he do to her, Tom? Because I know,
Fucking
like,
smacks the fuck. He does like a fucking, what is it? Undercut. He undercuts her with the fucking phone. So This was the third best thing in the movie. The
See,
first one,
I let Tom talk about this because I know he always enjoys scenes where bad things happen to women.
oh yeah, you
See
bleeding
that his
hoe.
eyes
Nice.
light up. He's like, "Oh yeah, he just like, oh, like Tom's like,
It
something I always
did.
wanted to do."
As soon as he swung that fucking phone down and clocked her in the fucking eye, I laughed and laughed and laughed. And before that, I was pretty goddamn bored. But hey, look at that. Violence towards women. I've got an erection. Let's see where this movie goes from here. And unfortunately, not much more happens. We had the fucking cool scene with him walking down the stairs and seeing the other room. And then we had the, you don't rape her, she's 16. And then you had the scene with the phone. And that was those three things were the only thing I got out of this movie. And the rest, I was just so goddamn bored waiting for something to happen. And
So for the rest of the movie, it's a cat and a mouse with him trying to kill the daughter, and that other guy, the brother-in-law, he shows up and gets stabbed right
hey,
away.
you know what we didn't talk about?
Hmm.
That guy getting the fucking shit beat out of him with a 2x4. So four things in
Oh
this
yeah,
movie. The
yeah.
psychiatrist gets his fucking pussy whipped with a fucking 2x4.
Mhm.
Oh, shit sucks. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Well, I disagree, Tom. I happen to think this movie's okay. Not okay enough to keep in my collection after rewatching it. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the old for sale box. But I think Terry O'Quinn's pretty fun in this. This is a early gig for him, and didn't get a whole lot of leading man roles, but he does get a lot of supporting gigs later on down the line, and tends to be the best thing. Like he was in Millennium, which I just and he's every episode he's in, he's fucking better than Lance Henriksen, and I enjoyed him in this, Tom.
They should have got Toby Huss to play him. That would have been way fucking better.
I don't know who that is, but yeah,
You
the
ever see Pete
Stepfather.
and Pete?
No, I would
You
definitely
ever
recommend
see
Stepfather.
Halloween, the new
No,
one?
never seen it. So yeah,
You ever see King of the Hill?
no, dig it.
Yeah, this shit sucks. Would not recommend.
I would.
Pretty
So
boring.
join us next week when we talk Stepfather 2, Make Room for Daddy.
In the family bathroom. Come on now, Spider Boy. Talk about your Spider-Mans now. Flash getting thrown out a fucking window and shit. Gray Panthers, what have you.
In the Spectacular Spider-Mans, we find that
I'm gonna go get a
uh,
beer.
Shashan and the other guy, her husband, have been working for the hate monger all this time. And a new superhero joins the scene. He just wants to help out and do good shit. And he's a good old boy. He's called the Razorback, and he's got his own special armor and his own special truck that he made to go from crime scene to crime scene. So he joins up, and there's a big cliffhanger at the end, and it's I don't know, not very good. But then we're going into issue 176 of Amazing Spider-Mans, and I guess they're just catching up in this issue. Peter finally goes to visit Aunt May, and I don't know, she's all sickly again, and and yeah, he's talking with Mary Jane, and he's I don't know, finally, coming to terms with having to go, to night school because he's not going to graduate. And, it's just like a real downer for him. So he's going to go to talk to Harry Osborn's psychiatrist because you can do that. Hey, there's this buddy of mine that's a patient of yours. Can you tell me how he's doing? No, that doesn't fucking work. They don't do shit like that. There's a whole like law about it. But I don't know. He's going there anyway, as we know from last episode issue. The place had got torn up because old Harry reverted to Green Goblin, and well, shit. Peter figures that out and says, "Oh well, shit. I'm gonna go and find him." And well, where is he? He's kicking Flash Thompson's ass, you know. And Spider-Man confronts him, and they're fighting a little, and you know, old fucking Green Goblin says, "Hey, fuck you," and picks up Flash Thompson and throws him out the window. And that's the cliffhanger for this issue.
Literally.
Again, it's not good.
I don't believe it, Joe. Hey, Joe, you like lists?
Hey, our list this week is favorite performances from one of Tom's favorite actors, Luis Guzman. And for Hispanic Heritage Month, Tom, thanks for picking this out. It's really cool of you.
Turns out, haven't seen as many as I thought, you know? Haven't seen many at all, but he's a very ugly man with a very rememberable face, so yeah.
At number 5, I have his playing the role of Jacopo from The Count of Monte Cristo. Yes, he's Monte Cristo's best friend, Tom. He saves Monte Cristo and helps him on his quest for revenge.
Joe, my number 5 is a movie that I've seen. I didn't like, but I've seen it. And Mr. Luis Guzman was in it, who we didn't say. This is our top 5 Luis Guzman performances. And he was in a movie I don't remember him being in called Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
Yep.
At number 4, I have him in a movie, not a big role, but a very memorable role. And all his scenes are pretty funny. He's playing a character named Maurice T.T. Rodriguez. And this is a film called Boogie Nights. You know, he is a Puerto Rican guy that just kind of wants to be in the movies to impress his family back at home. So he befriends some porn folk, you know, and hangs out with them and becomes an extra in some of their movies.
Joe, my number 4, again, is a movie I've seen. Not necessarily a movie I like, or a movie I remember old Luis Guzman being in, but you ever heard of Crocodile Dundee 2?
I have. At number 3, I have from the television show Narcos. He plays the real life character Jose Rodriguez Gacha. Now, this guy, he was a real Colombian drug lord for the Medellin cartel, Tom. And you may remember them from such exploits as cocaine. He was also known as El Sombrero because he wore this hat.
Joe, my number 3 is a video game that I played. A video game I think I also own. Don't remember him doing the voice or anything in it, though. And that is Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Well, I guess you know when you play the remastered version that'll come out next year, Tom. At number 2, his role for 2 seasons on the television show Oz, where he plays Raul. I don't know how you pronounce it when you throw an O into the name, but Raul with an O. El Cid Hernandez. He was a gang leader that came in and took over the gang from this other guy, because that other guy, he was too much of a gabacho one, too much of a white guy. And I don't remember how he died, though. I know he died somewhere in the second season he was in.
Joe, my number 2 is the Ryan Reynolds classic. In this one, I'm pretty sure he played a line cook and he introduced everybody to the Batwing. That's when you pull your nutsack as far as you can without ripping that seam in the middle in half, so everybody can see the veins of your scrotum. And the movie's called Waiting. It's about waiting tables and working at a restaurant.
Hmm. At number 1, from the movie Carlito's Way, which is not a very good movie, but Luis Guzman is great in it, and his character's name is Pachanga. And this is probably the first movie that I saw him in and noticed him and thought, man, this guy's pretty funny. He should have his own show one day. And he did, and I never watched it. Sorry, guy. Sorry.
Well, Joe, my number 1 is a show I watched way too young. It's a show about guys fucking each other in the ass. A lot. Guys in this show get fucked so much in the ass. Luis Guzman was named the seed in the show, because that's what sperm's called in the Bible, you see. And the show's called The Wizard of Oz. It's not TV, it's HBO, you know.
You might have
But
been a
hey,
different person if you hadn't seen this at such an early, impressionable age, Tom.
I said, wait, you can do what now?
Television is bad.
It's not TV, it's HBO.
Mm-hmm.
That was their whole slogan. But hey, fuck that and fuck this. Join us next week as we talk about our favorite fictional Mexicans. Can't wait. No, sorry, let me take that back. Fictional Hispanics, because it is Hispanic Heritage Month, and the Frito Bandito and Speedy Gonzalez is only 2. So DWNProductions.net, masks, bus props, custom work, Halloween's coming. If you want something for Halloween, now would be the time, because I got stuff coming out of my fucking ass, but that's only because I put it there and things aren't meant to be in your ass, so my body's just pushing it out because it's foreign objects, you see. So DWNProductions.net, masks, bus props. I don't know when the next time I'm to be able to do custom work, since I'm got this November thing going. But
Yeah, after that, go to fastcustomshirts.com. Take a look at the shirts that are on there. Maybe I'll add some new stuff this week, and next week, maybe I won't. But anyway, there's plenty there for you to choose from and look at and order. I'd appreciate it.
everybody, thank you for listening. Hope you have a great week. We will see you in October, and it's going to be so goddamn spooktacular. DWNproductions.net, fastcustomshirts.com. Always go into the family bathroom when you're at the mall, and boy,